kits allocated for the exercise, the Commission is conducting the exercise using kits provided by the National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA. The total number of kits deployed for this exercise are 2,703 kits. Our need was 5,000 kits. The distribution has been made based on the sub-counties, except for Kampala, Capital, Wakiso, and Mukono districts, which have been allocated additional kits per parish or wards.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. First day of the beginning of the National Voters Register, I went to my parish, Odonga Parish. I was told the team was not in my parish. They were seated at the sub-county headquarters, and all of them. My observation number one was that it's one old machine that was being used, with all the parish electoral officers seated waiting for the same machine. Number two was that there was no register that was delivered to the polling station for me to verify my name in. Number three is that as a district in this country without electricity, it was relying on a battery. And the battery was running out every 2 hours and required to be charged. The feedback from the community is that, one, we needed more machines. Two, this exercise needed to really be in the parish as planned. And three, sufficient power be provided for those districts without power. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Rebia.
I want to thank the Honorable Minister for the submission about this voter registration exercise. Electronic equipment is assigned years in which to serve. And I have heard him talk about those procured in 2014. So surely, these must have become obsolete by this time. And therefore, we don't expect good results from these machines. Two, what happens between collaboration between the ministries? We've just finished a national census. What happens to that equipment that was being used by UBOS? Why can't it be deployed for this purpose? Thirdly, what about the students who have already gone back to school? How will they update? Fourthly, what happens to those areas where we have sung over years and years, especially my constituency, where electricity has remained a thorn, a sore, and it has not been extended? How do we continue to update the registers? And lastly, given that the machines are very few, as he has said, they expected 5,000, they received only 2,000, not even half. Therefore, people have to commute long distances to go for this registration. And an average person takes over 10 minutes. I anticipate that the time assigned will not be enough to complete this exercise. So in anticipation, I beg that this time is extended. Thank you for the opportunity.
Barara Busia Agago.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I want to first of all thank you, Garare, who are from my district and my established skilling centers. I thank you. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the Honorable Minister for the statement. Yesterday, as I was coming back from the constituents, I passed by Mbarara district headquarters, now located at Wizwera, after seeing so many people crowded, and I wanted to know what was happening. I witnessed it myself, that very many people were gathered there and not being worked on. And not because the people who are working on them did not want, but the process is very, very slow. I entered and asked the girl that was working on the machine, and she told me they can only work on only 50 people per day. Very many people were already gathered outside, and majority of them were youths already shouting. We tried to gather them, and I tried to speak to them. And we agreed that every day, since they already know that they are working on only 50 to 60 people, they should only register those on a paper. So I was saying that we had agreed with those people not to make people get tired of the exercise. Because people coming there very early in the morning and spend the whole day there, and in the evening they are told to go back because they are only working on 50 people, will make people hate the exercise. Secondly, most of our parish headquarters have no electricity. So all people who were going to the parishes, they were bouncing back to where electricity is. And that one, at the end of it all, people were like, they would rather register me from here instead of going to where there is no electricity. At the end of it all, we will find at the polling date, people are not in their respective parishes because they were compelled to register where electricity was. I beg to submit.
Thank you, Busia.
Thank you. Statement. Honorable Speaker, I've just landed from the border. I was there mobilizing for this exercise from Busia border. I've been mobilizing for this exercise, right, Honorable Speaker. I got three concerns. First was electricity. Many stations lack electricity, so people bounced and referred to far places. And my voters were complaining. Most of them said, Honorable shall not go there unless you get first means of transport, which I wouldn't afford to transport those people to those stations. Secondly, our concern was registers. Some areas, when I went there to find out, registers were not there on those areas. Sorry, stations. Also, I failed to check my name up to now, and I left home when I've not checked my name. I'm not a Kenyan, right, Honorable? So that's the second issue. I think those are the concerns I got from my area. Thank you.
Agago.
Thank you. I want to address my mind on one very important issue regarding which I experienced in the last elections and the other one, where voters move from one polling station to another polling station looking for their names so that they can do the voting. And it is because of lack of preparation. And the way I'm seeing this exercise is being done, that tells us the similar occurrence is going to take place. In my constituencies, where they are also sharing those kits, it is alarming because our sub-counties are just a very huge one, even the parishes. For example, like Kuyue sub-county, where I come from. In Kuyue sub-county, we are sharing the kit with Kalon Town Council. And yet, Kuyue sub-county, we have more than 6 parishes, which those parishes are even bigger than some of the parishes, some sub-counties. So this is a clear sign that even the time given is not going to be enough. Number 2, I wonder why NIRA, each time our pupils and students, when they reach a certain age of their age, they are being registered for ID. registration always takes place. And it is the same NERA that have the ability and the official work that you're giving them to contain this register. Now, why don't we have an automatic update? Automatic update. You have reached 17, you have already got your ID, you have reached 17, now somebody's 18, and again, you still need somebody to go and take the pictures. If those register, those names can be brought forward, and they just go and check, it saves us a lot of money and time. I have gone to check on my names, they are not there. Because the register's book also is not there. And you know what happened to Honorable Minister Norbert Mao some time back. You are here, your name you don't check because the register book is not there, you find it's not there during time of voting. And you'll see how you're going to miss even coming to contest again. So finally, this is a time where we can make correction where necessary. My parishes are always very big. Why don't we, the Electoral Commission, consider putting in polling stations? Because in other places you find in a parish, there's one polling station. And yet the distance people move so that they can go to do voting is more than even 5 kilometers for somebody to access the polling stations. Can we, in this process, as they are working out, they map out a parish, which that parish, if it is too big, they said we talk of a minimum of at least 2 kilometers, a minimum 2 kilometers for somebody to access a polling station. Now that we are doing this kind of mop-up and helping. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Naruyima, Honorable Rusakero, Honorable Nyeko.
They voted and they were elected. They were in the register. They have tried out the system. It is not anywhere reflecting their polling station. What has happened? How did the Ugandans disappear from this register? And where is that commitment that they will be back and they will be able not only to stand as citizens, but they will be able to vote?
My biggest disappointment has always been we have so many entities and departments doing almost the same work. Why can't we have one system that works for all, really? You go to passport, they are asking you for the same information. You go to NERA, they are asking you for the same information. Now EC is asking you for the same information.
Those who would be located at the station where the operation is being taken place, their phones are off, they are nowhere to be seen. They actually are not known because these are not officers. They're supposed to be giving security intelligence, not officers that are known to everybody. So this is work that should be done by LOCs, not the PSOs, because they do not have a particular location to be found.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm not joining my colleagues in thanking the Minister because, one, the Minister was moved to come here, and I don't know why they don't deliberately give information to this House. And two, the report he has given, the statement he has given, is full of misinformation and wanting. Mr. Speaker, sir, at most, in my opinion, a kit should be at the polling station. Because when you think about a parish, this is people will require money to travel to those places. And two, they have 2,700 kits for 10,595 parishes in Uganda. From those two figures, Mr. Speaker, you just realize that this is just a drop in the sea. Mr. Speaker, it's not true that each parish in Mukono has been given a kit, and then we have even been given more. The fact of the matter is that each sub-county in Mukono has been given one kit. And for sub-counties with, say, 10 or more parishes, each parish is supposed to be with the kit for only one day. Am I safe? People are not ready and I want to move a motion without notice that this House resolves to guide the Electoral Commission to start the exercise until they have fully prepared.
Opinion of the Speaker that this is an emerging and but to me, in my opinion, it's not. And therefore, I'm not allowing the motion. I just want us to have a debate, okay? Let's have a debate with the aim, and most of you, the way you're submitting, you're aiming at improving the process. A very good example. The other day, the Minister for Internal Affairs was here. He said they are ready with the new kits of NIRA, okay? He said they are ready to roll out with the new NIRA kits. Now, what we should be asking is that Minister of Justice works with NIRA to ensure that they have more gadgets now on the ground. And these gadgets are new, the ones of NIRA. They said they've secured. It was just last week when the minister was telling us. So we see a way of government building synergies to make the exercise better. Otherwise, time is not on our side. Election time has the statutory deadlines. We are going to say we stop the exercise. They first go and prepare. And you find yourself reaching election time. They say we continue with the election without voter register update. Okay? So let's see a way of, I had allowed Honorable Chivungi.
Right Honorable Speaker, you've just spoken of equipment of NIRA. When we were procuring equipment worth $100 million for you, boss, the justification in the budget committee was that after the census, those same equipments will be passed on to the Electoral Commission to prepare for this election. The question is, where did these equipments go? Which we spent $100 million US. Second issue, I was the Shadow Minister for Internal Affairs then when we were making the NIRA Act. One of the core justifications for NIRA to even become an authority was that it will become the one center for data collection from which all government agencies will feed on. And one of the key primary beneficiaries was supposed to be the Electoral Commission. That going forward, every time to upgrade the voters register, they will just go to NIRA, download just by a button all those that have clocked 18, and they know where they come from, and they produce a voters register for citizens to verify. Now they are shortchanging citizens, telling them, please go and register afresh. For how long will this country be taken for a ride? Lastly, Right Honorable Speaker, I had a consultative rally on Friday in my constituency, and the leader of opposition was there. Citizens complained about PISO, demanding from 5,000 to 30,000. The question is, what's the role of PISO under the law in this exercise? So we are asking, should somebody investigate the role of PISO, which is emerging across many contributors here, where they are demanding a payment to stamp for these young people who want to go and vote. And we are talking about some 4 to 5 million young people who are first-time voters, whom I think, and I want to imagine, somebody out there may be deliberate in defranchising them, because the fear is real. When you have an 80-year possible candidate, he fears younger people. And that's a given, and would work towards defranchising. Let the young people determine the leader they want to lead Uganda, not an 80-year-old man defranchising wananchi for non-registration. I beg to move.
Thank you. Chairperson Legal. Motion? Yes, motion.
Thank you, Speaker. I am moving a motion that this matter be referred to the committee, and the committee be given 2 days to interface with the Electoral Commission and other officials, and then come here bring a report for us to debate and make clear recommendation.
One, you know, when we have such a statement, the honorable colleague who raised the question should be given an opportunity to speak first. But because it was a leader of opposition, I told him that we agreed that he waits because there are issues which might come, and as leader of opposition, he needs to speak. So if I take up this motion now, I would have denied him an opportunity to comment on something he raised. Of time, I felt the minister should answer at once. Otherwise, an issue will come, we say this is critical, first answer. This is critical, first answer. So let's
Thank you.
let's first listen to Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So I would move members that we reject this statement and require the Attorney General to come back with a clear statement giving us the solutions to the issues members have raised.
The kids. Personally, if I look at my county, I have a town council and a sub-county. Usuk and Usuk town council and Usuk sub-county are only having one kit, running a town council and a sub-county. So we find that it becomes very challenging. I think we should give this, I want to appeal to my senior colleague, the Attorney General and government, that we need time to do this. I know electioneering process is like a vehicle already in motion, but we need time to do something good because we do elections once in every 5 years. So let's give this matter. This is one way we determine the issues of leadership. One way actually to disenfranchise people and deny them the right to participate in elections is through some of these exercises. But I want to quite differ from the averment that it could be an indicative planning that the 80-year-old is disenfranchising. Who knows who that person will vote? Nobody knows. My senior colleagues here, the lawyers, know that in law, they say not even the devil knows the intent of man. So we can't know who they were supposed to vote, so we cannot attribute blame to an individual, yet it's an exercise that we can embrace. So I want to appeal to all of us as colleagues that election knows no party. For us to have a clean register, all of us are interested parties. Whether you're in opposition, whether you're in NRM, we want everybody registered and participates in the exercise. I beg to submit. Then lastly, Right Honorable Speaker.
No, you've already submitted. Yes. We first hear from Rob.
Right Honorable Speaker, perhaps if you'll allow me 1 minute before I respond to the statement, Right Honorable Speaker, to raise a matter of our rules, but also to seek your further guidance because, you know, even as land friends, we keep guiding each other. Honorable Speaker, you quoted Rule 59 in response to a motion moved by Honorable Betty Namboze and Honorable Sarah Opendi, and you said Rule 59, which provides for motions without notice, and you referred us to 59K, motion which in the opinion of the Speaker is a matter of emergency. And you said that for any of these motions, it must be moved as long as, in your opinion, it carries the day. Honorable Speaker, I would like to respectfully disagree with you, sir, because Rule 59(1) says, the following motions may be moved without notice, and it provides for different kinds of motions. K is only one of the motions that can be moved without notice. That is motion which, in the opinion of the Speaker, is a matter of emergency. So it's not true that any of these motions can only be moved as long as, in the opinion of the Speaker, it's a matter of emergency or carries the day. That's my interpretation, but like I said, I seek that you guide further on this issue and then I proceed, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, it depends on your matter and how you qualify your matter, okay? If you want us to adjourn debate, for example, under which Honorable Sarah Opendi was moving, it means I will adjourn debate, maybe to tomorrow, maybe to another day. It's me interpreting. I'm the custodian of rules. Yeah. So, okay? Now, if you are saying no, refer it to a committee. You are telling me to send a matter to a committee makes a report, a new report comes here, they present it, we debate the report and come up with a resolution, which is different from a statement that doesn't require a resolution. Okay? So that's how I interpreted it, Honorable colleague.
Honorable Speaker, yes, I do see that further guidance of yours, but you see, according to our rules, when you proceed further 60 and so on, a motion actually, the Speaker has limited space regarding a motion. For as long as a motion gets to be seconded and it has carried majority members, the Speaker actually cannot stifle that motion. That's according to our rules, sir.
So this motion, the motion of Honorable Sarah, Honorable Pendi, I would have proceeded under what rule?
Rule 59, sir.
It's 59 what?
Yeah. Procedure,
We have 59.
They can give further guidance.
No,
Mine was actually...
Just Honorable Rob. We have 59.1, okay, which starts from A to O. We have 59.2. Now, you are saying 59.1K is redundant, okay? So now, what I'm saying, I have interpreted Honorable Sarah's motion, a very good example, okay? And my interpretation is simple. This is the statement provided for under Rule 52. On a statement, you don't make a resolution. Very clear? Honorable Sarah Pendi stands up, says, refer the statement to the committee. The committee, listen, 59C is motion for adjournment of debate. Adjournment, you have not concluded debate. You're just adjourning debate. So you are sending me to the committee. A committee will make a report will come here. We adopt resolutions from the committee report. So, but anyway, that shouldn't derail us. Our chairman committee on rules is here. Maybe I have chairman committee on rules, let him guide.
Thank you very much.
Right Honorable Speaker, the point of procedure I want to raise is to assist those who will read this answered when it finally comes out. Mr. Speaker, you overruled a motion that had been moved and seconded on the grounds that you did not consider it to be an emergency. But the reasons you gave were indicating that, in fact, this is an emergency because you said we don't have time as a country, the elections are very important, they are the doorsteps, they are constitutional days, and you were pointing at emergencies, why this is really an emergency, and then you were ruling that we cannot move a motion basing on that, on 59K. So I just want to be guided. How will this be reconciled when people get to read the answer? The ruling of the Speaker who is disallowing a motion seconded, consider giving reasons that it is not an emergency, him coming out to say, I'm doing this because this is really an emergency.
Thank you. Number one, the motion was not seconded. Because for it to be seconded, I must first allow it. So I just want that one to be very clear. Shouting around that seconded is not going on record. When it is seconded, I call for the seconders and they go on the record of Parliament. That's number one. Number two, honorable colleagues, we have just picked 3-4 colleagues. For you, after submitting, you want suffocated debate. You don't want others to debate. When others were standing up all over, because if I had taken it at that time, all these people wouldn't have spoken. They came, they want to speak, including Rob, who raised the matter. Okay? Including Rob, who raised the matter. He wouldn't have spoken at that time. Now, I would have been unfair to a member who raised the matter. Okay? You get it? So, then number 3, honorable colleagues, number 3, Rule 59 has an elaborate number. There are motions which are not in my opinion. Motion by way of amendment to a question already proposed by the Speaker is not in my opinion. Motion for adjournment for purposes of discussing a definite matter of urgent public importance is not in my opinion. Motion for adjournment of debate. Motion for the suspension of any rule under procedure. All these are not in my opinion. I'm instructed, okay? Okay? But then I must be very, very cautious and we strike a balance. But honorable colleagues, this is a non-partisan matter. I'm hearing both sides, okay? I'm hearing both sides speaking the same language. We have a problem. So I would request really that we remain focused and we sort it. But I had allowed Chairman Committee on Rules to
thank you very
further,
much, Right Honourable Speaker.
and then we continue.
First of all, under Rule 59(1)K, where the Speaker must determine that actually it is.
That's what I must guide
Where
on.
is the end?
That's what I must guide
So
on.
we now need guidance of the Speaker, because that is within his power. To say the way the debate is proceeding, we might need a process that will give solutions to the challenge we are having. And maybe, Right Honourable Speaker, I plead with you, guide now.
Thank you.
Young people, you're locking them out because of all these different quandaries. That's not a free and fair election. Can we increase the time? And Honourable Speaker, I don't know what your guidance is going to be, but I would like to move a motion without notice under Rule 59 of our Rules of Procedure that Parliament urges government to extend the duration of the update of the voter registration process by maybe 2 months. It's important, and well, government can suggest whichever period, but I think what's important is there's need to extend this process.
Under Rule 52, I have only 1 hour maximum, okay? Maximum. And this maximum 1 hour, we've already even exceeded it. So, honorable colleagues, I'm going to guide that we refer this statement to the Committee on Legal, and the Committee on Legal meets, among others, NIRA, UBOS, and members who have issues would want to raise them.
Allow me to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for getting back to my point. Thank you very much.